Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. Hello. It's nice, isn't it? This is actually the first video. Ooh, got hair in my mouth. This is the first video I've recorded in about, God, it must be 3 to 4 months now. Because those videos you've seen over the past few months, they were all pre-recorded because I couldn't record because I had computer issues. Then there were builders, and then more computer issues, then builders, and then tiredness, and then things. And I'm finally getting around to recording something now. And I'm starting off with Watch Dogs, and this is probably the first video I've done on a game right after release. I'm going to explain why very quickly. Watch Dogs is a game that was interesting to me and really pissed me off because it had all this. I started to do a video. It must have been 5 days ago, you know, a few days before the game came out, which I was ranting about the way it was marketed. I even ended up writing a song, but I couldn't record the song because I don't have the instrumental skill, but oh well. This game is a completely new IP, and it was being marketed like it was like Assassin's Creed 5 or Far Cry 4 or fucking the new Splinter. You know, it's being marketed like a game that already was completely established with its 6 collector's editions and pre-order bonuses and season pass, and like in every game shop it has like a load of marketing material, and you can buy replica outfits, and you can buy his replica iconic hat and his coat for $200 and his jumper, and you can get an apps on the phone for it, and there's a companion app which doesn't fucking work and I haven't been able to try because the Ubisoft servers haven't worked since the game came out, but oh well. It just pisses me off, and they generated so much hype for this game, a completely new IP, which had nothing behind it, and I'll get into that more so in the video. This will be a bit more like, it won't really be a comedy video like I usually do. This will be more a review-y type video, probably most similar to like a WTF is or a 101 or you know, a 101. Now the thing is, I've actually completed this game. I completed this game last night. So I can go into a bit of detail about the end game. So it's a bit more of a review. It'll be edited, but you know. Now first and foremost, I want to talk about. I bought this through CD Keys, which is like it's a game, and they get keys off like from Russia and stuff cheaper, and it's nice and cool. So I got this a bit early, and I was able to download it the night before release on Uplay. And play it the night before release on Uplay, which meant luckily I was able to avoid all the Uplay issues when loads of people were downloading it on launch day, and it just shut down the servers, and they're still having loads of issues with the servers. I can't sign into Uplay a lot of the time. I can't use the companion app because it never fucking works, and you know, I'm offline on Uplay now because it fucking doesn't work. But yeah, you know, that's how I managed to get it. If there's a patch for it out, I wouldn't be able to download it because the servers are fucked. So that's awesome. I love Uplay for doing that and not having enough servers to cope with the fucking load that was expected. But whatever. Now I'm going to show you the options menu very quickly. It's going to be a bit total biscuity here. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that pretty annoy me. First of all, there is no master audio slider, which is quite annoying because I was trying to mess with this for the recording, and I couldn't just turn all the audio down. I'll turn that off because copyrighted music. Right, and let's see. There's a weird thing. Textures are in display rather than graphics quality, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'll get more into the graphics recently. I've got a GTX 780 Ti. I should point out, and 144 Hz monitor. I should be able to push any game to its max, right? I should be able to push any game to its absolute max with this card. Or at least most games. Now, I can get this on max, and it runs, well, you'll see how it runs. As you can see, GPU max per frames to 1, because apparently it runs a bit better. So, yes, let's go into the game now, shall we? Welcome to Watch Dogs. I've got the default outfit on. I have a different outfit on for the entire game, but I thought I'd put the default outfit on now, just because it's a bit more him. I don't know, it's what the game's supposed to look like, isn't it? So let's just demonstrate. Now, the game doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty alright, you know. I don't think it looks that nice in the day, but texture quality is pretty reasonable. The level of detail on his clothes pretty nice, you know. He's got a lot going from the water's lovely. Look, if I jump into the water, oh, splishy splosh, the water's lovely. This seems to been taken from their you know, experience with Assassin's Creed 4 and shit. So, you know, that's all quite nice. Let's see the leaf textures. The leaf textures are quite nice, you know. They've got the ridges on them, you can see. You know, it's quite reasonable, actually. But even though this game looks pretty okay, right? It doesn't look anything groundbreaking. It doesn't look like Crysis 3. It doesn't look like Metro Last Light. Metro Last Light being a game that struggled on my old card, which was a 780. This is Ti, so we'll be fine now. But that's a game I can run at 60. Is Metro Last Light. This game is currently running at 55. Oh, it's not got a very constant frame rate. It drops a lot. That's you'll probably see that when I start driving around a bit. But currently it's running at about 55, which is probably the best I can get out of it. That's because I'm in an area with no NPCs, no cars, no objects. It's just this is like the islandy base thing, which unlocks in Act 2 or something. Now I'm going to avoid spoilers in this, obviously, but I'll probably end up talking about the end game. Now I've just got in a car here. It's another big complaint. Oh, shut up! That was the radio, apparently, and I'll get into the radio later because it really pisses me off. But first of all, I've got a list here. It's written on paper with a pen. Ooh, how 1940s. I've got a list of all the things I want to talk about, so I'm going to talk about them in order because otherwise I'll start not. Well, I don't make much sense anyway, but I'll make even less sense. So, next thing on the list is the cars. Now, I don't think the cars look very good. The textures on them look a bit, I don't know, they look a bit flat, don't they? Like the paint texture just looks flat. It's weird. It looks really weird. Cars in this look really weird. Honestly, they don't look right. There's something off about them. I mean, everything else looks quite nice. Containers, floors, everything else looks quite, because they've gone for a realistic look in this. And everything else looks pretty decent. But cars just look off. And that's not the only problem I have about cars. Oh no, you haven't heard the last of it. Cars. They are the worst handling thing ever. Like, at least using a keyboard and mouse, I would say these are almost as bad as that fucking Streets of Moscow game. They just... You think, I read up on this. Apparently, they got help. They had help. This game is made by Ubisoft Montreal, who are known for games like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. Now, they don't have much experience with driving, except for a brief. God damn it! Except for a brief kind of bit of driving in Far Cry 3. You know, they had some first-person driving in there, which was a different kind of driving to this. And it seems they've gotten they got a different Ubisoft studio, the people who, I think they developed Driver, or the newer drivers. They're the people who do the newer drivers, and you can see that because the cars, they do feel like they're from a fucking arcade game, which is weird in a game that has quite a serious tone for the story. I should say it's got a very serious story. The story doesn't joke about. It's a very serious story about death, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder. You know, moral choices, and it's got a lot of problems, and I'll go into that later, but the tone of it's quite serious, even if it's not executed well. There's comedy in this game, but it's like subtle, it's offhand, it's kind of there, but it's not the main focus, if that makes sense. But these cars, they just feel really arcadey and unpleasant, and they're really horrible, especially... I was using a controller for a while until my controller died, unfortunately. So I played most of this game with a keyboard and mouse. They're a lot easier to drive with a controller, but they're still horrible, and they're absolutely atrocious with a keyboard and mouse. These things just, they do not handle well at all. They slip, slide all over the place. They're heavy. They're heavy but floaty, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it really. They're just deeply unpleasant. And especially with keyboard and mouse, and even on the controllers, I found out. Cars really like to screech and do burnouts and shit. This is a bad example because this is an SUV. But, they really like to do burnouts and screech as they brake. They go, screech! That kind of does it. But, they all like to do it, which is so strange for the tone of this game. It doesn't fit at all, and it really pisses me off. Ooh, a bike. Let's get the bike, because the bikes actually handle significantly better than the cars. And you can get into a lot more places with them. And you don't have a helmet, because apparently Aiden Pierce is nowhere near as safe as Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5. And I should say, I'm going to be comparing this to Grand Theft Auto 5 quite a lot, because if you make an open world third-person shooter crime game, sort of, GTA 5 is your, or even the other GTAs, they're your comparison. They all want, that's the kind of bar that's been set, you know, they're the top level of quality there. Ah, there we go, on the freeway. I'm going to talk a tad more about the cars. They sound like shit. Listen to that. Listen to that engine noise. Oh, that sounds like shit. It sounds like someone's got a hairdryer and put it to the microphone and then put it through a modulator to change the pitch of it. That's what it sounds like. Actually, something I do quite... Oh, frame drop there. Oh, it's starting. Something I do quite like about this game is that people run out the way. Like, in driving games, people often run out the way. They get in the way of cars because they want to keep them, like, PG, so they don't let you kill, so people will run out the way. But in this, you can still kill people, but it's kind of avoided because the idea is you're a vigilante. You don't kill civilians, and you can, but you get negative points for killing civilians, and I will get into that system later. But for now, let's find a sports car, and there should be one somewhere because sports cars seem to be oddly abundant in this world. Oh, there's a little coupe car there. Oh, those little coupe, not coupe, there's little hatchbacks. I find they're actually the best cars to drive. Okay, here we go, here's a perfect example. I press W. Oh, Jesus Christ, look at that burnout! And it seems to be lag. Okay, I'll press W now. There was a noticeable pause there, waiting for it to go forward. And if I want to brake, doesn't brake terribly well either, and I can go forward, and then I can stop, and it screeches again in the smoke. And this is a game that's got quite a heavy thing on stealth, and it's weird when you're trying to do stealthy things and you're parked in a side thing, which is pretty hard to do because the controls are really twitchy, and like you just press W and you just go forward, and you can't do any subtle movements of these fucking things. Oh, car crash, fantastic. So you know, oh, you're hiding in the car. Oh, you're hiding. Oh, you're stalking your target, and you go, okay, I'll just follow them. I'll follow them sneakily. Okay, let's follow them sneakily. Oh, God, no, I don't want to do that, no. And then you crash into a lamppost, and someone dies accidentally, but I didn't get penalised for that because I didn't kill them directly. That's nice, isn't it? So, yeah, that's a lot of my issue with the driving. I went on a lot of rants about the driving on Twitter. Feels really out of place. I really don't like it, but it's there. You kind of get a bit more used to it later, but it feels clunky, it feels slow, it feels arcadey, it feels out of place, it feels heavy but slidey and unresponsive, and I hate it. I actually hate it. And the sounds of the cars aren't very good, but some of them sound quite good. Like this car's all right. There's a car that looks like a really shitty little sedan car, but you get in, it makes the best noise of any of them, even though it looks like, is that one? I think, oh, is that one? That's the car. Come back here. I need your car for science reasons. Science, fucking science. Jesus Christ. Whatever, I'll just chase after him this time. Stop. Oh, look, I'll fix a contract. I don't give a shit. And I will tell you why I don't give a shit later. Structured videos, they're fun, aren't they? Look at that. Listen to that noise. I'll stop. I'll stop on the curb. 3, 2, 1. That sounds amazing. And this car looks like shit. It's one of the shittiest looking cars has the best noise. Like, even the super sports cars sound shitty. And I can't brake, so I always crash into fucking people, which is awesome. Zoom. And I'm going forward slightly, and then I descend, and oh, shit. That's the cars taken care of. Thank you for that rant about cars. That's one of my biggest issues with this game, but, yes. Now I'm going to get a nice car. Let's just go in this horrible menu here. Wait, I'll get onto that later as well. That'd be fun, won't it? This menu is actually weird. This car on demand menu, because you unlock cars on demand by driving them or discovering them by hacking someone's phone, but you still have to pay for them. And once you've paid for them, you can get them delivered wherever. It's kind of like GTA Online's delivery system, except a bit more arcadey, which goes back to what I was saying before. There we go, muscle car, and there we go. It appears right there. It's nice and convenient, isn't it? I quite like this bike. It's quite fast. It handles, you know, the best you can expect from this game, and it's nice. So now let's talk about the city, which is one of my favorite things about this. Holy shit, monkey, shit, ow! Ow! Jesus H. Christ. I couldn't control that because I have no control of tilt even on bikes. Yes. Anyway, the city. The city, I really love the city. It's my favorite thing about this game. Well, it's on the same level as something else, which I'll show you soon. Frame drops, I apologize about them. But, you know, yeah. So the city, yeah. I just love it. It seems really detailed. But people who've designed this city, obviously it's the same people who make... Obviously the same studio who make Assassin's Creed. So that they have a lot of experience in designing these really nice cities. And this is probably one of their first chances to make a full third-person modern city. And they've done really well with it. Like, there's 4 areas. It's got... Or 5, is it? 1, 2... It's 5. It's 5 areas. It's got kind of the zone areas of all the other Ubisoft games, and you know it's got those Ubisoft tropes, which I'll get onto later. Yeah, I'll get onto later things. So it's got kind of, I'll show you the map here. Oh, there we go, map. It's got this kind of slummy. It's not really a slum. It's kind of like the hood area, I suppose. You know, you've got this these you do these missions here, and they're kind of like this big gang hideout shit. So that's kind of this is kind of the slummy, shitty area. And then you've got the docks here, which is a lovely big docks, and it's really cool looking, honestly, the docks. It's got a lot of it's got like biker bars and shit, and it's got all these really awesome things. Then you've got the city, the main city, it's called the Loop. This is where the you know, the main stuff is, the main Chicago stuff. Then you've got this bit up here, this Mad Mile, which is kind of it's kind of the more expensive area. It's very similar to this, except it's a bit more modern, a bit more expensive. Then you've got this, which is Parker Square. This is kind of a suburban residential area you kind of start in. And lastly, you've got Pawnee, which is the kind of, I wouldn't call it hillbilly, but it's kind of, you know, countryside, small town stuff, even though it's ridiculously close to the city. But whatever. So you've got these 4 areas. So I'll show you these one by one, shall I? This will probably be a long video, I apologise. It's fast travel to a hideout. Here I am at the docks. Quick point about these hideouts, you unlock these by doing my unlocking CTOS controlled towers, which, if you've ever played a Ubisoft game, you understand control towers. Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, there's nothing wrong with these things. I think that they're quite a well-functioning system. I think it works quite well, but in a game that was supposed to be very new and a different style of gameplay, it just feels samey, very samey. But anyway, you unlock these hideouts by, you know, unlocking these towers, and you get them everywhere. But they're all the same. They're all this cargo container with the exact same interior, and everything's exactly the same, but they're just in different places. So you've got no variation there, which is kind of boring. I thought I'd get cool, you know, underground bunker houses and shit, but no, just those. Anyway, here's the docks, and I'm sorry for the terrible sounding motorbike I'm on right now. Yeah, the docks are really cool. Hard to drive around because cars handle like shit, and even bikes can't jump over things properly, and all this mumbo gumbo. But yeah, the docks are really cool. They feel like you'd imagine the docks in Chicago to be. You know, they do feel dingy. They feel just... I feel quite immersed when I'm not on a bike. If I go in here... Like, I imagine a lot of you have played GTA 5. So a lot of you probably know that, you know, the dock area in GTA 5. And this is kind of similar. Quite similar, actually. But it just... Look, if I get off the bike... Aside from that noise... Listen. peaceful. It sounds like you'd expect a dock to sound. It's as quiet as you'd expect a dock to sound. Everything's big. Everything feels the right size. Everything's massive, you know. And I do love... One of the things I do love about this game, which I don't think many people have touched on, is the amount of polygons in stuff. There's no, like... You can very lightly see it on that wheel, but if you look at something, you don't see the fucking polygons. You don't see the edges. You don't... Because sometimes in wheels in GTA 5, they're like octagons. But they've done really well in the amount of polygons in this, which I imagine takes up a lot of the performance of graphics. But here we go. Ships. Stuff. Now, the weird thing is, the docks area is probably my favourite, as it's probably the most interesting area. But it was the most underused out of all the areas. Like, you do kind of some missions in this. You do a reasonable number in this area. You start out at this stadium, which you never go back to again. And you do a reasonable number here. You do a reasonable number here, because you do them with gangs, and you do kind of gangy missions. You do a reasonable number in this area. You do a reasonable number in this area. And you do even a reasonable number in this area. But the docks, it's one of the largest areas. And it's really underused and underutilized, which is really strange, because I really like it. It would have been interesting to see a bit more stuff here. There's a couple of side missions that involve the docks, I think, but they're really... What are the side missions? Oh, I'll get onto them as well. I'm sorry, I keep saying I'll get onto stuff later, but if I go off on tangents, I'll get a bit confusing, and I'll lose track of myself. Actually, I'm going to talk about the free running very quickly. It's like a very simplified version of Assassin's Creed free running. It's, you know, you can jump over things, you can vault, you can kind of jump off buildings, but you can't run up walls, you can't... You can't... It's not... It's kind of parkour-y, it's not... You can't run at buildings, but you can run over things. That's essentially that's as far as it goes. You can run over things, and that's about it. Which it functions for the game. It's fine. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's just a... Oh, yeah, that was for a puzzle, I remember. One of the CTOS control towers was there, and you have to do these... much like in Assassin's Creed, where each tower had a different layout to get up, or... so it was essentially a parkour puzzle. And then in Far Cry, it was also a parkour puzzle, because you had to jump up the tower. This is, you have to use the hacking, kind of similarly. Like, in this one, you had to, take a car and put it in here, and then go up, and then you had to ram through this to get in there, and it was like, oh, there, you're in there, and then you can hack a thing, and then, oh, there's the hacking thing, and then you could, you know, you could do all that. And they're quite good, actually, to be fair. They're quite interesting. They kept my attention a reasonable amount, and they were all different enough not to bore me. Righty then, now I'm in Pawnee, which is the rural area. The docks is my favourite area from a kind of interesting standpoint, but this is my favourite area from a look standpoint. Now, this area just looks gorgeous. All the trees, I imagine they've got the trees from Assassin's Creed 3, because that's something I really loved about Assassin's Creed 3. It was a stupid story, but they got the feel of those really kind of foresty areas down to a T. And this is lovely. I mean, this is a small town, which was kind of underutilized again, much like the docks area. But I love this area. It's nice. It would feel really disconnected, which would be good for this kind of game. And that was what it was meant to feel like. But unfortunately, it's kind of let down due to the map size, because those buildings are so fucking tall that you can just, even from like here, you can just see them all. And you realize, oh, I'm actually really close to the rest of the city. Oh, I don't feel disconnected at all. It pulled you out of the immersion a bit. But I still like it, yeah. I really do. You can just drive off-road, listen to the birds sing. Listen to that's one of the things. The sound assets in this are a bit mixed. Voice acting's really good. Car sounds are really bad. SFX aren't great, but the ambient sounds, which I said, I say ambient sounds, and then I was expecting you to hear the sound of the birds and shit. Oh, there they are. ambient sounds are lovely, you know. The sound of you walking sounds right. The sound of the birds sounds right, you know. You can just go for a stroll. Enjoy nature. It's quite relaxing, actually, I find. I got relaxed just doing that then. But on we must go. Now, very quickly, I've just came to the city here. The main city, the Loop. To show you one of my biggest bugbears with the graphics. It's a really weird thing, considering how kind of, I wouldn't say, the rest of it looks pretty good, you know, the rest of it's really quite polished. They've clearly put quite a bit of work into the graphics, even if some of it doesn't look like that good, like the car textures. But as you can see, the reflections on the cars are really good. They're real time. They're actually the buildings that are next to them, you know. Reflections of, like, puddles look really nice. But there's one kind of reflection that really bothers me, and I'm going to go to the, is it the Willis Tower? I can't remember. What a truck about Willis. Here we come in now. We can walk up to the entrance here and prepare yourselves. What is this reflection? What is this reflection? Look at it. It's of some random road. Reflecting random buildings, which isn't... It doesn't... All the buildings are reflecting that same texture. And I can understand why. I can actually perfectly understand why. Because most of these buildings are... Most of the windows at least in these buildings are up. They're up. They're in a place you can't see. So you're looking at them from far, and they look fine from afar. You see that building, it looks fine, even though it's not reflecting the right thing. But you're not focusing on that. But you really notice it when you go up to like a big glass building like that, and you go right up to it. Thankfully, it's not too noticeable, but it's a real bugbear of mine. It just niggles at me. Niggle. Yeah. Now, there's something weird about this menu, right? As you can see, you've got the online contracts app there. So you can do these online contracts, and I'm not fucking interested in them, honestly. Online session, blah, blah, blah. I haven't tried online yet, because I don't know anyone who's got this game on PC. Or I do. I know a couple, but I haven't done online with them yet. Shut up. But this menu really pisses me off, because... Shut up. Well, it's a... Fire truck, you're not supposed to do that, you fucking idiot. You see, this... If I go into the skill tree, you see, I have a mouse pointer in here. I can navigate this with the mouse and be click, click, clicky, click, click. And a point about this is the mouse is way too fast in this menu for some reason. Like, like I'm literally moving my mouse, you know, like maybe about a centimeter. I have sensitivity quite high anyway, but the centimeter of movement should not cause that much. It's a bit annoying. Really bad mouse smoothing on the main menu as well, which is not present here. There's no mouse smoothing here, but it's really strange. As you can see, there's a mouse menu there, but there's no mouse menu. There's no mouse here. You navigate this menu like your mouse becomes like a virtual analog stick, which is really weird, and it's really difficult to use. I don't like that at all. Actually, while I'm in this, I'll show you the music app. Honestly, I've got no music playing, but this game has music, and the music really quite annoys me. I do love, right? This has some really good blues songs in, like proper blues. I'm a blues fan, right? And this has some proper blues songs in, some really good blues songs, and I really appreciate that. But as you can see, there's only 5 of them there, and I can probably get more, but I haven't found any of them. There's 5 soul songs, which I have 6 soul songs, which are pretty decent. It's got some hip-hop songs, which, and you can remove these so they don't, because it just plays them randomly otherwise. But house and metal. Jesus built my hot rod. Now, as much as I like this music, the problem is when you get into I can't show you because the music's copyrighted, but when you get into a car and autoplay is on for music, unlike other games where it's like a radio session where you get in a car and it may be in the middle of a song, it'll just play a song from the start. Which doesn't sound like an issue, but it gets to the point where we've heard the intro for there's not many songs. And you get to the point where we've heard the intro to the same song so many times that you just don't want to listen to any of the music anymore. And not even that, like, oh, look at that. There's a thing here. Not even that, but I get quite annoyed because the way blues is very good. I like blues, but you get sick of it, honestly. If you listen to it for a while, and listening to the same 5 blues songs, especially the intros to them, repeatedly, over and over and over, every time you get in the car, or if you're in like a shop or something, and you buy something, it resets the music and it plays it again, which is really, really quite annoying. It gives you a headache, and you don't want to listen to the music anymore. So I've got the music off for the video, of course, but I had it off anyway, because I get so pissed off with it, and I don't like listening to it anymore. Which is disappointing. It's got some decent songs in, it's got some nice classic blues songs in, but I wish it had a radio station or something. It does have radio, you hear radio announcements occasionally, but they're not really integrated. They just kind of stop your music. Like, you listen to music through your phone, and then you occasionally hear an announcement, which is really random. And I quite like in these open world games to have a proper radio with a DJ, and it plays random songs, and it can come in the middle of the song. It's a bit annoying, honestly, to me. There is online things. You can, like, join an online game, kind of. Sort of, you can hack into other people's games. I haven't really been able to try it, because Ubisoft servers are shit, and they've been down the entire fucking time I've had this game. So I haven't been able to try it, but even if they were online, I'd have it turned off, because it's not something I'd be interested in, honestly. I don't like people coming into my games unannounced. And even if I'm not interested in online, honestly. But that's there. Equally, I've had no real reason to do it, because, oh, online invasions is on. I thought I turned it off. Well, la-di-doody-da-da. Okay, well, your notoriety and whatever, I don't care. Yes, okay, I've already disabled it like 5 times. Okay, awesome. Let's talk about the side missions, because it's an open world game. And, the side missions are quite an important part of an open world game, and what are you doing? What do you take? Or whatever. Thank you. The side missions. Now, there are several kinds of side missions. Well, there's probably one somewhere. Right, you get random crimes which you have to go and stop, and I've noticed that they've started repeating for me, which is a bit disappointing. But there's random crimes. There's fixer contracts, which is essentially just you drive a getaway vehicle. So yeah, there are gang hideouts, which are I've done one of these. What have I done? I can't remember. I think it's a tutorial one, and it is essentially you go in. You intimidate the guy there, but you know, you get in the gang hideout and blah blah blah. There's a criminal convoy, which you have to destroy a convoy of people in a convoy. It's simple as that. And they're the main side missions. Now, of course, the little side activities, which you know, little phone games. Like, as you can see from the videos, I haven't actually played that one, but you know, they're just little activities, you know. And there's these really good chess puzzles I quite like in it, you know, like pathing puzzles and stuff, which I love. I love them. They're in coffee shops or just in parks. I really like them. So those, and then there are betting, so you can just bet on a ball game. There's just these little, I quite like those little activities and places. There's drinking games. You know, they don't have much of a point, but they're there, and I quite enjoy that they're there because it makes me a bit more immersed in the city. Now, you know, something that really bothers me about these side missions in particular is while they're there, aside from, you know, you're used to it in a lot of games where they introduce the side missions to you through a main mission, where you essentially do a side mission in a main mission, and it kind of goes, oh, well, if you want to do any more of these in the future, well, you can find them around the place, you know. That's standard bullshit. But aside from those missions, I've never had a reason to do any of these. Not a single one. You get skill points for doing those, and you get money for doing those. I've never needed money, and I have no need for skill points, because half of the fucking skill things are useless. I have no reason to do any of these. No reason at all. And that kind of... Usually with side missions, they either need to be fun or both. I don't like the driving ones, because driving in this is absolutely shit. You know. The convoys, well, that's just a kind of pain in the arse, because I'm not interested in those, really, and it just doesn't give you a reason to do them, aside from that they're there, which is kind of quite annoying. The main side activities, though, which are the most interesting, obviously I spoke about the towers before, and there's also, to unlock an area as well, you have to, like, do essentially it's a gang hideout, where you have to kill everyone and hack into something. It's that simple. But the biggest thing The biggest one, and the one that was quite marketed quite a bit, is the digital trips. And I love these. This is my absolute favourite bit of the game. I love all of these. Some more than others. Spider Tank is my favourite. I'm going to show you Spider Tank. Spider Tank, Spider Tank, does whatever a Spider Tank does. Yeah! Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a tank. Look out. He's a Spider Tank. Now this is just so fun. Like, it's ridiculous. It's Saints Row level of ridiculous. And when you get that ridiculous, it's really cool. You know, it's basically it is Tank Mayhem from Saints Row. It is Tank Mayhem, except the tank can jump, and it can climb walls, and it can crush people, and it can drive around like this, and it can go rah and blah, and oh, it's just so cool. It's so cool. I have rockets. You know, whoever coded this did a really good job with the way the legs attach to surfaces. Sometimes they look a bit strange, but for the most part, the legs react how you expect them to. Like, look, they're actually crawling up the wall, which is, you know, nice. Now, in all these games, there's usually there's objectives that come up on the side objectives and stuff, like kill 8 police officers in 40 seconds, otherwise I fail. You know, that's what you have to do in this. I've done most of them in Spider Tank because I love it. I love Spider Tank so much. It's my favourite part of this game, just entirely. Spider Tank, Spider Tank. Is it really a spider? Because it's only got 6 legs, so it's technically not a spider. It's just a bug. You know, whatever. Spider Tank, Spider Tank. Yeah, Spider Tank, my absolutely favourite one. I've shown you this. I love the NPCs. They're like, what is that thing? It's like a tank, a spider. It's Spider Tank. What it's. I just love it. I love it so much. And I like them. They bothered to. Like I think they've used this area of the city. Or is this a fake city? I think this is a fake city actually. They you know, they had to do the tops of the buildings in this area because you know, you'd be crawling up them, which I love. Yeah, and you do really notice the building reflections in Spider Tank because of the thing. But yes, Spider Tank, my favorite one, and you can jump ridiculously far, which is weird. But yes, Spider Tank. Now, secondly, we have Psychedelic, which is a tad ridiculous, if I'm honest. As you can probably tell, and I failed instantly there because this is really difficult on mouse and keyboard. But you are flying around, bouncing on flowers with some kind of ridiculous sounding jazz music in the background, which as I said, it's really difficult on mouse and just mouse and keyboard, just because you don't have enough precise kind of movement control. But this is ridiculous. Look at this. I love it. I love these digital trips, just completely. Oh, flowers. Gotta bounce on all the flowers. Oh god, flowers are gonna kill me someday, you know. Oh god. Okay, I failed. Well, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to show you in regards to this one, even though just except that it's just, you know, ridiculous. No, I tried to put in this out before. All the digital trips, they focus on something completely different. So Spider Tank's Mayhem. Psychedelic, just a bouncy, casual kind of parkour thing, and I'm going to show you the Madness now, which is a car one. And Alone's a stealth one. Alone's quite interesting, actually. I can show you that in a minute. First of all, Madness. Madness! See, basically,
you're finally seeing things clearly.
You're
This is gonna be loads of fun.
You're driving a hell car, through hell Chicago. And you have to kill as many demons as possible for soul power. And once you have enough soul power, you can you can do shit like that. I guess this is just ridiculous. Look at the sky. The sky looks so awesome as well. This is just ludicrous, you know. You get more points for killing the blue ones. And once again, I'm not particularly good at this one because it's on mouse and keyboard. And, ooh, driving the cars in this isn't the easiest thing, but there's no other cars to crash into, so there's not a huge issue. So power. They have really good music for all of these as well. It really fits. It just. I imagine maybe some like heavy metal would have fit with this a tad more, but it works. It still works. It's still awesome. And this is madness. This is all madness is. And this car's amazing. You know, I bet you if I complete this and do all the challenges, I get this car in the actual game. Well, that'd be interesting. I should probably do that at some point. Next mini game. Now here's Alone. Alone's one of the weirder ones actually from this, and I really like his outfit here. Actually, I'd quite like to unlock this. I'll probably get it if I complete it, but I can't be bothered. Now, what Alone is while all the others are very arcadey, jokey games, where they are arcade based, so it's like you do a thing, you get as many points as possible in a single run, and then it ends, you know, at the end of the time limit, or once you get enough points or whatever. This is a kind of continuing one with the entire map of Chicago, and essentially, it's like post-apocalyptic. It's been taken over by like robots who are security cameras for heads. It's quite. It's stealth, completely stealth based. You don't, you know, you get weapons, you get an EMP gun, maybe a couple of rounds of an AK, and you do not want to use the AK because you will see why. But the idea is you're trying to restore all the city to this. Like, once you restore an area, it looks like this. It looks, you know, sunny, and you're not dead here. But coming up to an area now. Well, there we go. Smoke. And watch what happens when I go through here, eh? Hey. Now, oh shit. This really shows off the lighting effects as well. As you can see, there's robots. And you have to stay out their field of vision, which is really nicely done through just the lighting. Because whatever the light shines on is what they can see. Which is so cool, and they spawn around the place, and the idea is you need to get to the beacon over there and hack it to restore the area. As I say, this is completely stealth-based, and these things can kill you pretty fucking fast, although thankfully they're not terribly vigilant. Now, to get power for your EMP gun, you need to take people down. Which, you know, in some areas is easy, in some areas it's hard. I haven't got terribly far in this, actually. Because it gets a tad repetitive after a while. I still find it very fun. I probably should complete it because I really like this outfit because it's mostly black. And obviously I like that. Oh shit. I don't know who that is talking. But yeah. Fortunately if I run they can hear me, which is unfortunate shit. Oh shit, there's someone. Oh shit, there's someone there. Shit. Don't turn, you fucking asshole. Don't turn. Careful. Oh shit, someone spawned there. I don't know the problem. People spawn so close to you. I wouldn't call it an issue. I'd call it makes the game more difficult, which is, I suppose, the idea. Shit. See? Oh, he's disintegrating me. They're disintegrating me. I don't want to be disintegrated. Don't disintegrate me. I will murder you and your family. Oh, there we go. I freed the district. Yeah. You get that per area. You actually, a point is you actually have skill trees for each of these digital trips, which is pretty cool, actually. I'll be honest. You know, for Spider Tank, you get more power and shit. So, yeah, I think it's cool, and you get these nice upgrades, and you can do your thing, and you can keep going, and that's Alone. I really like this game mode actually. It's interesting. I mean, these digital trips, they're games in themselves. These are games. Maybe not the Psychedelic Flowers one. But these are games that I would actually buy on their own, as their own little games. Like, these are games I'd love to buy on Steam, just as little mini arcade games for, like, you know, you know, £4 or something. Like Spider Tank would be amazing on its own if it had, you know, if it was expanded a bit more to a bigger kind of game. Alone, this is cool. Alone's awesome, you know. I fucking play this as its own game. This is cool. Yeah, that's Alone. I really like this one. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I really like his outfit. God, I need to unlock that. Anyway, here's a crime. Let's do a crime. Now, if we use this camera, there's the potential victim. Oh, who's that? No, it's just a guy. Oh, there we go. I do love this camera system as well, by the way you can jump around cameras and it does it. Okay. There we go. Oh, he spotted me. Shit. Get behind here. I'll just,
here's a little something from Lucky Quinn.
No!
You don't want to get involved.
Yes, you do. I want to get involved a lot. Come back here, you mastered man. Shit, I lost him. Alright. Usually I kill them before I chase after them, and I just killed a civilian accidentally. Okay, this is a good chance to show you chasers, if I can get after them. Oh, they've accidentally caused a blackout with a transformer there, but whatever. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can put this bridge up. Aha! No, you won't go over the bridge because it's a slight jump. Oh no. Which is weird. No one will go over a bridge that has up even slightly. Oh, they have to jump. Oh no. The horror. If I put the bridge up now, there we go. Bam! You're stop in the name of me, I think. Ah, there we go. I can neutralize them. Ah! Haha! I won. Those steam vents are ridiculous. No. Oh shit, he's firing. No. Oh dear.
911, what is your emergency?
Some guy's tearing shit up out here. He's got a gun.
No, you see, they're calling the police on me, but they're calling them on me. So they'll come after me, even though I don't even have a gun out and I'm not actually shooting. There we go. I stopped them. Criminal neutralized. But look, the police are after me now, which doesn't make any sense. I didn't even have a gun out. I wasn't even shooting. Why would they come after me? It doesn't make any sense. And that's something that's weird about the police in this, is that they don't seem to care if you were stopping a crime or not, or even if you had a fucking thing out or not. Again, keep in mind, you can't. If you kill the police, you obviously get negative. I'm going to call it karma. You get negative karma for killing the police, which is fair enough, I think. So you're really discouraged from killing police civilians because you're a vigilante, you know. You're essentially Batman with a gun. And the police are vicious. They are absolutely vicious. They are powerful. They will do takedown maneuvers on you. They are very clever. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, the police, they're a bit weird. They're sometimes a bit overpowered. A lot of times they're a bit too fast. They can catch up with you. They can take you down a bit too easily. But they're very clever. They will surround you on all sides and ram you off the road, but not in a kind of ram him off the road way. It's more of a very clever. They've actually coordinated with each other ramming off the road, you know? Ah, shit. God, damn it. No. See, I can't turn. I'm being rammed off the road now. And they're very clever. They will ram you into things. Blackout. Hi. Oh, shit. Oh, I lost them. I didn't even notice I lost them. That was strange. Oh, well. Now they're firing randomly into other traffic. Well done. Well done, the police force. Oh, shit. That's a lot of the problems with this. I get a lot of negative reputation. Or karma. For killing civilians. That I've accidentally killed. Because I'm constantly fighting with the driving controls. Ah, there we go. Ah, 2 at once. Especially, I can take them out myself, but it's a lot. I can just ram them a lot, and I can end up taking them out. But it's a bit of a hassle, if I'm honest. No, I don't want to do this anymore, policeman. You know, I could just die and let myself be killed, because there doesn't seem to be any penalty for dying. I found, especially outside a mission, you just kind of respawn. Ah, my car's There we go. I jumped out my flaming car and got hit by a policeman. Which is awesome, I suppose. I don't get the XP from losing the police chase. But here I am. I'm fine. You know, whatever. There's something I quite like. You just point your thing at anyone, hack them, and be like, ooh, thing. Ooh, ATM money. Ooh. Oh, wow. Fucking hell, that was a lot of money. That's it. That's a lot. The hacking's really nice. It's a really interesting mechanic that I obviously haven't really seen before. But a lot of times it just feels underutilized, or equally, it just, I don't know, it feels, I wouldn't say it feels forced, but I don't know, it feels a bit strange sometimes, you know. Like I've seen it before, even though I haven't. I don't know how to describe it exactly. A quick point about money in this game, actually, is that, God, I've never actually spent any money in this game. I've just got a third of what I had just from that one hack. Wow. I've not spent any money in this game. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I've never had to buy any ammo because I've been able to pick up ammo from the ground from enemies just all the time. I get all my ammo back. I've never had to buy any ammo. There's like crafting stuff that you can buy. I've never had to buy any of them anyway because I always found crafting items everywhere. I've never had to buy any of them. I've never had to buy a gun because I always found the guns on the floor. I've never had a reason to buy one of those cars from the menu because I can just get any car from around the place, and like a car isn't worth 100,000 to me, which is more money than I've ever got in the entire game. It's weird. It's weird. The money system in this is, it's weird. I'm going to talk about the story. I'm going to avoid spoilers. Then I'm going to talk about the story with spoilers. And when I talk about it with spoilers, I'll provide an annotation link to skip if you're really adamant against spoilers. But I should say that spoilers really don't matter in this game because I finished the game. And guess what's different from when I started the game? You guessed it, absolutely nothing. It feels like I've done completely jack shit. I don't feel like I've changed anything. I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. I don't feel like anything is different or changed or improved or anything. I have some more hacking tools on my phone. But the world is no different to when I started. There's no difference. There's no difference in how people treat me. The police still see me as a threat, even though I've completely changed the landscape of the city. It just feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like I've done anything. It feels really unsatisfying. Later in the game, you kill a mob boss. Obviously, I'll avoid saying who the mob boss is if you to completely avoid spoilers. But you kill the mob boss, and that mob boss is responsible for a lot of crime in the city. But even when I finish the game, if I go do a crime, a random crime, a lot of times the person will go, you know, and say the mob boss's name, and this person says hello, and it'll be the mob boss. And it's like, they're dead. I killed them like a week ago. Why? It doesn't feel like I've done anything. It doesn't feel like I've changed anything. There was a big setup in this game for like a you know, a big conspiracy theory with the monitoring system. You know, like the you know, the thing in America, the end thingy. I can't remember. National Security Administration, the NSA. There we go. You know, because you find all the videos of people's hidden cameras, and you know, it's just, you know, they've got hidden cameras and everything, and no one knows, and oh, it sets up a big conspiracy. It doesn't go anywhere with it. I imagine it's because they have intended to make sequels for this, and they want to make a sequel for this, and they have, you know, every intention of making a sequel for it, so have left a lot of these things out for a sequel. But that doesn't make me feel any better. I wanted a sequel. Not a sequel, I wanted just to expand on that. You don't give me that, and it's a story about his niece who's got killed, and he's on like a vengeance mission or something, and the story's a tad confusing. It's very serious, but it's a tad kind of confusing, and at the end he questions his moral choices. Finally he goes, ooh, he's like, oh, you're trying to get revenge for your niece, but you've killed like 500 people in the process who probably had families, and you know, and they're gonna be pissed. He's like, oh yeah, oh well, you're dead anyway. You know, he kind of has, it's got the things for like to have a big moral dilemma, And they could have done it really interestingly, and they didn't, which is really disappointing. Like, at the very end of the game, after the credits, they give you a choice if you want to kill someone or not. And I don't know why. It's like, ooh, do you feel morally superior anymore? Do you feel like you should kill this person or not after you've had this small dialogue? So I don't know, fucking know. It doesn't make a difference, does it? If I kill them, nothing happens. If I don't kill them, nothing happens. I don't feel any more or less morally superior. I've already killed loads of people. You haven't expanded on it much. It's... Oh, this game annoys me. See? Okay, I'm going to go a bit off my list here. This game annoys me so much because it's got a really interesting idea and a really interesting concept, which could have been done really well. It's been done reasonably well, I should say. It's not bad. This is not a bad game. I have to make that perfectly clear. It is good. It is enjoyable. But it was hyped up so much, and so much was expected from it, and it let down a lot of those promises so much that I should talk about it. It's just, this game could do so much with the hacking. It could do so much unique kinds of gameplay. It could have a really unique story, which it had the potential to do, and it didn't. It didn't at all. It could have a world that changes with you. It could do all this, and it just doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. It's really disappointing. It's full of all the Ubisoft tropes, as I mentioned before. The towers, the areas, the zones that you take over, the fucking... All the side missions are done in a similar structure to all the other Ubisoft games. Fucking gun purchasing's done in a similar structure. Everything's done in a similar structure. You know, missions are done in a similar structure. The way you start missions, the way you do everything is the same as Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. Or even Splinter Cell to a certain extent, you know. And I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, it's just disappointing. Because I was hoping for something. That was my email, I'm sorry. I was hoping for something different, you know. Really different. And it is different. But it's not as different as I hoped and wanted. I expected, honestly. So, yeah, it's disappointing. It's also a bit too easy. I played it on medium, well, you know, standard difficulty, and it was a bit too easy. I think I only died once when I blew myself up with explosives. So, yeah, it's not the most difficult game. It just felt a bit. Like, there was a lot of missions where it was a big setup for a hacking thing, you know, they'd have loads of things to hack around the place. And a lot of times I didn't. And I'll explain, and the reason I didn't was because it was easier for me to just shoot them all with my big machine gun than cleverly hack them. Now, there were some ones that there was an advantage to being stealthy, because if they call for reinforcements, and the reinforcements were a pain in the arse and they chase you and shit. But most of the time, most of the time, I could just run and gun, and there was no penalty for doing that. It was easier. And this game would have been so much better, frankly, if you didn't get given like these ridiculous shotguns and fucking assault rifles and light machine guns. If you could only use pistols or something, that'd be really cool. Just it force you to kind of use it, but because you're inept, if that makes sense. Like, the only times I ever used those hacking things was either when they could call for reinforcements, but after a while I didn't even need to do that because I unlocked a hacking thing which will allow me to disable that, so I can just disable it and then run and gun them. Or, oh, I haven't been here before. Or there was like a heavy guy which can't be taken out by bullets and has to be taken out by explosions. So you use environmental explosions to take them out, which is kind of easy, I guess. In conclusion, the game's good. I recommend playing it. I do, because it is enjoyable. It is fun. It is. But it doesn't live up to the hype in any way. Thankfully, I didn't buy into that, but it doesn't live up to the hype in any way. You know, it doesn't look as good as was promised in the E3. It doesn't look nearly as good as it was promised in the E3 trailer. I'll link in the description a video which compares the real game to the E3 trailer, and it's just really depressing looking. It's misadvertising and it pisses me off, but they probably should be fined for that. But there's that. You know, it doesn't do enough different, I think. I don't know, maybe they were trying to play it safe or something, but I don't know why they're trying to play it safe, because enough people were interested when they showed it in the first place, and they weren't playing it safe when they... Like, the first trailers they showed didn't have any of this UB tropes in it. It was all unique stuff, and people were interested in that. But then they played it safe when they released it, which is weird. It could have been really different. It could have been really unique, and it isn't. Which is disappointing to me. Really disappointing to me. So yeah, get it, but not yet. Get it when it's on sale or something. Hopefully it will have been patched by then to resolve some of the performance issues, at least the main problematic ones. You know, the ones that are really laggy. Yeah, the best thing about this game is the map. The map, the way the map's built, it's the detail, the quality. Let's try that again. The detail and the quality that go into the map is really good. The minigames, at least the digital trips, are really good. Character models, at least for the main characters, are really good. Texture's nice on them. But otherwise, it's just average. Yeah, that's the thing. It's disappointingly average. And there's the issue with it. And this has been a long video, and I apologise. And if you've made it all the way through, well done to you. Normal commentary videos will resume shortly. But I wanted to get this out of the way, because this is the reason I bought it on launch, is to, you know, talk about it in this sense, because I felt it was important to talk about this game, because, you know, the way it's hyped and everything. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Well done for getting all the way through. Wait for a sale. Yeah. And ta-ta, ta-ra, ta-ra. Ta-ra, ta-ra, whatever will be, what-y. The future is ours to see. Les Sera, I don't know the words of that song. Oh well. Oh well, goodbye. I thought that was going to blow me up. This explosive ending has not gone explosively as I imagined. I am disappointed. Fucking hell. Goodbye. Whatever happened to just making a game, so it just on its own, making the best possible thing you could, with no expectation that it deserves a sequel, with no expectation that it will succeed. Just make the best thing you can, make it interesting, make it unique, and make it the best. But this is the best you can. This game suffered because it was made to have sequels. This game suffered because it was made as a franchise. This game suffered because they expected it to succeed, which means they become lazy with it. Yeah.